So tell me about a little bit about yourself and what brought you here.
Sure. So, Jerry, I'm born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. A New York baby, as they say. My mom and dad are from Lahore. My mom and dad got married in the 80s in Lahore. They came to Brooklyn and they had me. Um, you know, both my parents come from middle class, lower middle class sectors of Pakistan. Dad came to America, was driving a limousine. Mom was a stay-at-home wife. Didn't work out. Dad walked out on us at age 5. My grandmother moved in. My mom's mom moved in, and she raised me. One bedroom apartment in Brooklyn, New York. Really tight. Money was not easy. Things were tight, but my mother did a great job. Raising me like a prince. She spoiled me. Whatever she had, she gave to me. A lot of love. My grandmother the same way. My mother's brothers, as we call them, mamus in Urdu, were just amazing and part of my life forever. So I was spoiled. I was spoiled, a spoiled poor kid. Interesting. Life had its journeys. I turned 17, and I was, going through a transition in high school. And one horrible day, my mom comes home with my grandfather and crying, and she goes, "I got cancer." And I remember that morning still right now vividly that she sits down across my grandmother face to face, and she goes to my grandmother like, "I got cancer in the breast." And the interesting thing is, Jawaria, to share this, and you're a physician, she felt it in her breast for a year. But the taboo and this whole mindset, a lot of our Pakistani females and males both carry like, oh, if we don't talk about it, we don't go to see it, then maybe it'll go away. And I wish if she would have done that, if she had gotten her test done a year ago, she would have been here right now. But anyway, she got her breast removed. She got chemo, irradiation, all that bad stuff. We lost her hair. At that time, my uncle said, "You know what? You guys are in Brooklyn. Khurram is not doing as well in school. Why don't you guys come live with me?" And we would live with him. We came to Florida, South Florida, exact. And she did okay. She was fine. Her hair started to come out, everything going normal, good, living a good life. And then another bad day, she calls me at work. She goes, "Hey, it's back. Cancer is back." And I remember the doctor told me, her oncologist told me, "Hey, Coram, if it comes back in 5 years, buddy, it's not looking good." And it came back in about 4 years, 3, 4 years. And soon after that, she passed away. And for me, it was hard. I was the only son, only child, divorced family. I was very close to my mother, and life took its course. So that was one of the few challenges I had to face at that time, setbacks. I got very lucky. Right after that, my mom died. I ran into a friend who is now my wife, but back then we just met at a fundraiser party, and so my wife, who played a big role in my life to get me back on track and getting me out of depression. Now with my wife of 13 years, but if it wasn't for her, I don't know where I would have been. But I was really hurt. My world was shook, horrible. It was like the worst thing ever.